What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Welcome back here to another episode of the Just Ballin' podcast. I did not expect to be doing a standalone episode based off the Knicks Pacers game, and you guys are going to probably see this mid to late day on the 22nd. So the game was on the 21st, and that was probably the most gut-wrenching basketball game I've ever watched as a fan of Knicks basketball. Now, yeah, I'd rather be at this point down 1-0 in the conference finals than in the lottery every year and getting hyped about Frank Ntilikina or Kevin Knox to an already 20-win team. But man, last night was an all-time choke job. I believe, according to ESPN's predictive analytics, they had a 99.9% chance at winning at one point. Like, it was as close to 100% as you can get. Basically, with... Oh, man, I can pull it up right now. The Knicks were basically at... I'm in overtime. Oh, my God. It just hurts to look. Yeah, they were at 99.9%. It's unreal. It was NBA teams are 994-0 by winning by, it was 12 points or 11 points with a minute 22 left. It was embarrassing what just happened yesterday, and I'm just kind of give my thoughts and analysis from game one. If you guys do enjoy this and you want to see this from maybe every single Knicks game, you guys can let me know on YouTube or Spotify, and you can see if you want my reaction to game two. I'll be going not to the game. Man, if I went to the game last night, I would have been mortified to ever go to a basketball game in my life. The last two Knicks playoff games I've been to, 2021 game one against the Hawks, my favorite environment I've ever been a part of in a basketball game. They lost. And then I went to game 5 against the Sixers last year, the Maxey game. And if I went to this was somehow worse than the Maxey game, because the Maxey game was a horrendous collapse. And the Knicks choked last night. They lead for most of the game. They outscored the Pacers by 2 in the first quarter. They outscored them by 5 in the second quarter. And this was a team that was dominating the fourth quarter as well. Pascal Siakam really struggled in this game. Miles Turner was on fire to start off this game. The mid-ranges were going in. The threes were going in. And he kind of got hurt. It looked like he was holding his calf in, or his calf did not play late in the fourth quarter because they wanted some floor spacing out there, and it really did work. And he played in overtime, but this was the Aaron Nesmith game. We'll get to Halliburton, but the fact that the Knicks, you can see they were up 119-105 after Jalen Brunson made a 3-footer or a 3-foot shot with 2:51 left. And then Halliburton comes back down with a 3-pointer. And I'm like, come on, man, we just need one stop, one miss, and the Knicks have it in the bag. And Aaron Nesmith just went 99, 100 slider 3-point range. He was hitting the most difficult threes out there in the world, where he knocks down a 3 after Brunson missed the 3-point step back to make it an 8-point game with 2 minutes to go. Pascal Siakam makes some free throws. Brunson gets a layup. And then the Knicks are up by 9 with 58 seconds left. Up by 9, 58 seconds left. Aaron Nesmith makes a 3. Cat makes a layup. Aaron Nesmith makes a 30-foot 3 immediately after that. 7 seconds go off the clock. And that was in such a crucial factor to how the Pacers were able to come back, is these threes were so quick in the shot clock. It was insane. He knocks down that 3. And then basically there's a coach's challenge. What was that play on? Was that on the Brunson? I think that was on the Brunson play. No, that was in overtime where they ended up challenging. Now I'm kind of forgetting. Oh, the challenge was the OG Anunoby, right? The Knicks have a wide open dunk. And this is my issue with OG Anunoby sometimes. He's kind of a klutz out there. He does not have a good handle on the ball whatsoever for somebody that had mini Kawhi comparisons early in his career. He can just juggle the ball. It's not a sure thing whatsoever. And Brunson, nice bounce pass. It goes up in the air. Siakam slaps him in the arm. But you could see in the replay, it was after the ball was loose. So then it's all incidental and nothing could be called a foul there because it's basically a loose ball. Nobody has possession at that point. They make or they get the turn, or yeah, they win the challenge. And then there's basically or was that challenge? I think so, right? I think so. Because then the Pacers have the ball. Aaron Nesmith ends up making a 3. I might have gotten that one wrong off. It's not like I charted this. I'm looking at the play-by-play. Cat goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line, so he makes it a 3-point game. And then the Knicks foul right away, and I don't know if I love this in this situation. Yeah, they could have tied it, but you fouled with so much time left, and for the Pacers team, if they have 2 seconds left, they're still in this game. Nesmith makes both his free throws, and then they foul OG, which was, oh my God, this was the play where Brunson gets trapped early in the baseline, and he does the thing where you just try to throw it off the defender and it comes out of bounds, and it misses Nesmith. So this ball is just loose rolling out there. And the Knicks are up by, 2 at this point, 123, 125. It luckily goes to OG or Josh Hart got in, then it goes to OG. Or I think maybe OG just got it. And I was like, this is the last person I want at the free throw line. I think I would even have trusted Josh Hart a little bit more than OG and Anunoby. OG goes 1 for 2. I'd rather have missed the second, but he misses the first. So he makes the second. And then, oh my God, man. Halliburton makes the 23-foot step back jumper. I am just like losing my mind. My girlfriend like went out with her friends. They come back to hang out as this is like all unfolding. And I was like, I let out the biggest what the F so loud. Like I'm just like, my heart sank. And then I look up and Halliburton's doing the choke. The Reggie Miller 2.0. I'm not even looking at my screen, and my girlfriend's friend goes, basically, it was a 2, so I'm like, okay, I got brought back to life a little bit, but the fact that that ball goes in the air, which felt like it was in the air for an eternity, Sixers fans, I feel your pain. What, 6 years later? Luckily, this was game 1 and not game 7, but when that ball went in, I said, no way, that is going down vertically straight in, and it did. The Knicks were blessed that his foot was on the line, and we are going to overtime. The Knicks had a monumental collapse there in the fourth quarter, and I was nervous in overtime. Like, Josh Hart immediately missed the shot. Miles Turner missed a shot. And then the Knicks started to get some momentum again. And this is where, I mean, the Knicks choked it. They flat out lost this game. I mean, the Pacers, you could say, won the game as well. Cat gets a 2-point shot, like a long 2. OG Anunoby makes it 2. The Knicks are up by 4. And then Andrew Nembhard has a bad pass with 2:58 left. And then the Brunson layup, which if you look back, it sucks, because it was goaltending, and I thought they would have called it in the moment, but I mean, it's such a bang-bang play, and everyone's going to complain about refs all the time, but, I mean, dude, you really have no idea, and you're kind of just guessing a little bit at that situation, and the ref guessed wrong. It would be cool if you can, you know, overturn that, because, I guess that's not in the rule book. It obviously isn't, because in game 4? Knicks, I think it was game 4 between the Knicks and the Celtics, or maybe it was game 2, where the Knicks hit a 3 to start off the game, and they were able to review it and see that the shot clock already hit 0, and they could take those points away. You can't add points on a goaltending, because that's like an automatic bucket. Like, you would have, I don't know, no matter if the shot would miss off the goaltend, I don't know, I wish that was a thing for this situation, but I'm sure there was a scenario for the Knicks. I'm glad that wasn't a thing in my life. Andrew Nembhard ends up making a 3 to 1-point game, and then they're just trading buckets back and forth. Andrew Nembhard driving layup, Brunson free throws, which is pretty much the moral of the story there. The Knicks they go down 136-135, and then there was a bad pass. It ends up being off Brunson's hands after the replay, and then OB gets the dunk, and then the Knicks basically miss 2 really good looks. I mean, Brunson's look actually wasn't great. He airballs it, and then the Cat look was really good. I was confident he was going to tie the game there. He misses it, and the Knicks lose game 1, and it was in the worst fashion. I would have rather the Knicks lose by 65 than the way they lost right there. Yeah, as a Pacers fan, you got to be on cloud 9 right now. The comeback against the Bucks in round 1, the comeback against the Cavs in game number 2 last round, and now the comeback here against the Knicks. This might be the team of destiny. It really is. I know the Colts owner Jim Irsay passed away, and his last tweet is like win it for the city, Indiana, and it's like there's a great storyline here, and the Pacers haven't been to the finals this century, right? So or at least early in the century. So there's a chance for this team to really be the team of destiny, but I've never seen something like that in my life, of Aaron Nesmith ending up 8 of 9 from 3 after not really being much of a factor from downtown. In the first 3.5 quarters, he got into foul trouble. Nembhard got into foul trouble, and the shot, everything went in. Open or contested, everything went in. And I tweeted out during the game as well for Halliburton. He takes very difficult threes, and some of them are just straight cash. It is a pure swoosh every single time, and then he airballs a lot as well. So I'm like, it's weird. I don't know how he airballs a lot of threes. Maybe there's something with like the background at MSG that can get to you and can mess up your depth perception. And then that 3, I don't know if he thought it felt good off his hands. Like, I haven't seen like maybe the overhead angle where you can see it if it was directly on, but I mean, it bounces up, and at the end of the day, you're going to get luck either way if that's going to go in or not. It goes in. And then he hits the choking emoji, which you knew he was going to do at one point. I'm surprised he didn't do it last year. I don't think he did it last year. I mean, the Knicks also don't believe choked any games. I think they had a chance to win game 3 when Nembhard hit that 3, but it was Nembhard, not Halliburton, that hit the game winner. And I think Halliburton had every right to do it. It just sucks a little bit that his foot was on the line, but how would he know in that situation? I thought the Knicks lost. But yeah, the Knicks flat out choked. I've tweeted out that I wanted to die like last night. Makes me think, why am I invested so much in a sports team? I don't know. I really don't know, because times like this, I wouldn't have felt this bad. It does help though. To not go on Twitter the next day, because you know what, people say it's a different form of a drug to go on Twitter after your team wins, and I agree. Oh my god, you love it. Everyone's talking about your team in a great way, talking about how good your players are and how far you can go in the playoffs. But man, when your team loses, just stay off Twitter. I remember I used to be so invested in this. Now I don't care as much, but like when the Steelers lost to the Browns a couple years ago, it was the COVID year, and Baker beat them in round 1. I stayed off Twitter the next day, and I'm like, you know what? It feels like nobody's talking about my team. It's nice. I've been off Twitter for the most part today because I'll still go on it here and there, or like I got a notification about like the all defensive teams, and everything in my For You is just the Halliburton choking photo or how the Knicks collapse. And I'm like, yep, I just don't want to see any bit of this, and I'll feel a little bit better in which I do. I mean, this series is still technically far from over. Like, this is just game 1. There was a chance that the Knicks could have lost by 5 in game 1 in regulation, and the Pacers played well. But the fact that the Knicks blew this, when the Knicks were on the opposite of this, the round before against the Boston Celtics, it really does hurt. And you could point to some really bad decisions late in that game by the Knicks. I mean, it was just drawing up a Cat Brunson pick and roll. And the fact that you look at the box score, Cat had 11 field goals and 35 points. Brunson had 43. Brunson played phenomenal when the three-point shot wasn't falling. I mean, it wasn't really an issue in the regular season or round 1, but the fact that he's been in foul trouble in the Boston series and to start off this, it's like, I don't want you to try to block a TJ McConnell layup, Brunson, to get into foul trouble. We need you. So like, let the 2-pointer go in. It's okay. The marginal difference there, just forget about it, man. So he ends up getting into foul trouble in this game. He had 7 turnovers. I mean, Brunson was incredible within the 3-point line. He got to the free throw line a ton. And I mean, I feel for Thunder fans. Like, it's tough. Like, I remember how bad James Harden was. I don't think anybody topped James Harden with the foul baiting, but James Harden was still an incredible scorer. And I think as you get past it, like, people are going to appreciate Rockets Harden. I don't know. I also don't think Shea is that bad. Yeah, there's some annoying calls for sure, and I think it's more on the refs than Shea. Same with Brunson. They allow a lot more contact and physicality in the playoffs, but I mean, a lot of people have said it best. These guys drive to the rim way more than other people do. Therefore, you're going to still get the same percentage of foul calls. It's just going to be a lot more since they're driving to the rim a lot more. Yeah, there was probably 1 or 2. There was I think it was the Neesmith or the Nemhard and 1 that Brunson got with the continuation. That probably shouldn't have been a foul call. And there's probably a couple for sure. And you can call it both ways as well. The Knicks got called for some fouls. Like Brunson, one of his fouls was against Halliburton. That should have been an offensive foul, but the Knicks wasted their challenge on a dumb foul before with Brunson. I think it was on Brunson. Either way, I mean, this was really the Aaron Neesmith and Tyrese Halliburton game. Andrew Nemhard, who got into foul trouble, like I said, was really good down the stretch, and in overtime, he made some big plays on both ends of the floor. And yeah, it's just pretty much Halliburton and Neesmith, man, that stepped up in this game. Siakam was kind of non-existent, and for somebody that wants to be a co-star in this league, that could be a number 1 for this team, he's going to step up throughout the series, because I think we had these conversations in round 2 last year. The bench was pretty bad for the Pacers. At times I was like, wait, Benedict Mathurin is on this team, because he really didn't do much last night. They went to Ben Shepherd a decent amount, who ended up being a plus 14 in the game, because he was just out there waiting the game for his 3-point spacing, and he took 1-3 before the comeback, and he missed it pretty badly. I mean, TJ McConnell could still give you really good minutes. I know he was a minus 14. He wasn't great out there in terms of plus minus, but could still get to the rim, finish inside. Not a great defender. OG, or I keep calling him OG, Obi, missed 1 really bad dunk and 1 kind of layup close to the rim, which is uncharacteristic of him. Or you would think, just don't try to kill the rim every time. Oh my God, man, the Knicks had it. The Knicks are like in 99% of situations, the Knicks are up 1-0 Friday night at the Garden. You can go up 2-0 like they did last year against Indiana, because last year they won the first 2, and then OG got hurt at the end of game 2. Pacers won 3 and 4. Knicks won 5, Pacers won 6-7. So like I said, the series is far from over. Like, the Knicks could lose even Friday night, which could feel like the nail in the coffin. But hey, the Pacers were down 2-0 last year. I know it was, I know for Indiana though, they were able to go back to home. It's going to be tough for the Knicks to win 2 on the road, even though they've been a good road team these playoffs. Like, if the Knicks win tomorrow night, I am confident that they'll split them in Indy at least. Because the Knicks, I think, went 3-0 in Detroit, and then they went 2-1 in Boston. Yeah, right, 2-1 in Boston. So the Knicks have been fairly good on the road in the playoffs. OG though, I mean, he made some fine shots, but OG was pretty bad in this game. He had some silly fouls, bad turnovers, missed a lot of shots. There was the breakaway layup where Cat Man, he throws these zesty outlook passes. You've probably seen like the TikTok footages of those throughout the year. And OG just, I guess, didn't decide. Like, I know Cat didn't throw it normally, but it actually ended up being a perfect read-away layup for OG or a dunk, and he kind of didn't decide what he wanted to do and just shanked the layup. It's just the little things that are going to end up throughout the course of this game. I mean, the Pacers had back-to-back fouls on three-pointers, which is just like the last thing you ever want to see from a coach. I'm sure Carlisle was losing his mind out there. I'm just at a loss for words here. I mean, the Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, I can't be upset here. It's just like, I think they can win this series still, or at least I think they could have won the series going into this. I did predict Pacers in 7. So like I said, I think the series is still far from over. I think there was a chance Indiana was going to steal game 1 in New York. But the fact that it happened like this has to be a little gut-wrenching. So it's going to be, how are the Knicks going to respond in game number 2, right? Brad Stevens came out after they lost to the Knicks and said that when you lose back-to-back games like that, the Knicks are peaking at that time, and it's really hard to get yourself mentally out of that patch, and obviously Tatum got hurt in that series, was a big reason why they lost as well. So we'll see how the Knicks respond in game 2. I mean, they might be pissed, but hey, the Pacers got depth. They can turn the game on its head at any single moment. They can go on a 14-0 run. They can do what they did right there in the fourth quarter where it matters the most. And Aaron Nesmith was on another planet. Like, that was 2016 Steph Curry in a fourth quarter. That was 2022 Steph Curry in a fourth quarter from Aaron Nesmith, who hit incredible shots, man. Incredible shots. Like him and Halliburton, man. Hats off to them. They were fantastic. And Miles Turner was good before that injury he suffered. I mean, Mikal, I wish he was more involved in the fourth quarter. I don't think he took a single shot late in that game or in overtime. When the midi, like that, Mikal moves across the middle of the paint, fadeaway jumper. It's kind of wet every time, and I wish he took it a lot more, but he took 16 shots. McBride stepped up off the bench. I know Campaign was a +5, but I don't really want to see Campaign out there. I'd like to see DeLon Wright, who was out there for like 1 defensive possession. Mitchell Robinson, amazing on the offensive glass. He had 4 offensive rebounds. It was just a game that the Knicks could have won. And it's the Eastern Conference Finals. You can't just be giving away games. And you could say the Knicks gave it away, and Aaron Nesmith basically took it. Because without Aaron Nesmith, the Pacers don't even go to overtime or give Halliburton that shot, who's hit some insane shots in these playoffs. Yeah, so that was pretty much my game 1 reaction to all this. Like I said, it sucks as a Knicks fan how maybe Celtics fans felt last series after game 1 or game 2, or maybe after Cavs fans felt after game 2, or Bucks fans after, what was it, game 5 in round 1, or Sixers fans in game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals in 2019. I do know how you feel a little bit, although that Sixers series will always be the worst because it was game 7. They didn't have a chance to go to overtime or come back in that one. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think the Knicks still have a chance in this series? Obviously, I'm going to be a little bit biased throughout this series because I would like to see the Knicks win in 4. But as a neutral basketball fan, man, you had to have loved that. I tweeted out, I was like, I wish this game was the Western Conference Finals game and we got to see the Knicks maybe do a little bit of a blowout in round 1. But that Knicks and blowouts do not go together. They really don't. Most of the time they will blow a lead. So yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts. Have they changed after game 1 for this series? Do you feel, maybe you thought the Pacers were going to win in 5, and now you feel a little bit better about the Knicks, that they can at least hold a 12-point lead late in the fourth quarter, or not hold, but get to 1. We'll see if they can actually hold it throughout the rest of the series. It becomes must win for the Knicks. I mean, hey, they go down 2-0. It's happened before. You can come back down 2-0 in a 7-game series in the Eastern Conference Finals, but your odds definitely drop a decent amount if that happens. So the Knicks need to treat game 2 like it's game 7. Not saying the Pacers are playing with house money, but if you would have told them, hey, 1-1, going back to Gainbridge Fieldhouse for game 3, you would be okay with that. Obviously, you'd like to be up 2-0, which they have a good chance of doing so, but they're in a good spot right now. I do just want to see what the money line or the spread is for Friday night's game. So the Knicks are favored by 5.5 points. I think they were 4.5 point favorites, which looked all right until they had a monster choke. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you did enjoy on YouTube, I could use a thumbs up as a Knicks fan from watching that. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, appreciate a rating and review. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.